Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Positivity with Tamika, and aka it's Monday, December 1st. So happy Monday motivation. We have come home from a great weekend last week. We had Thanksgiving dinner, went out to my brother's house. It was absolutely amazing. Came back on Friday, and I remember looking at my husband like, we got 2 days until Monday comes, until December comes. What am I gonna do with my time, right? Sleep, got the tree up on the table right here. I'm at the kitchen table. There's a puzzle on the whole thing because, of course, it would only make sense to come back and give yourself not an easy puzzle to do, but a pretty hard puzzle to do. So, yeah, it'll take me about a week, and my body is still healing from all of the food that I ate. But hey, I was in a good space until I went downstairs, and in my office, I have a calendar. We have a family calendar. I flipped from November to December with the realization of, oh my gosh, I have 31 days. There's so many things that I need to get done. 2026 is right around the corner. My brain just went, and I started writing down a list of all my to-dos and things that I needed to get done. I finally had to myself to pause. So I wrote this down because I'm like, this is a good reminder as we talk about Monday motivation, as we talk about getting ready for the last month of the year. And last week we talked about clarity and we talked about being thankful. This week we need to talk about handling things and finishing with intention, not exhaustion. So, before we run into the end of the year, I am going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge myself. I want to encourage both of us to not finish with intention, not finish with exhaustion, not finish with exhaustion, but finish with intention. So I'm going to read that again. Let's finish the year strong. But as we finish the year, I want to encourage both of us to finish the year not with exhaustion, but with intention. And I was thinking about this because, of course, going to my brother's house and getting ready, and now like the final month of the year, and I am excited about the holidays. I get excited to put the tree up and being able to look at the lights and come downstairs. And even though there's fake presents under the tree, it's just something about being able to have the tree and celebration. And of course, obviously, the end of the month celebrating Jesus' birthday. But through this all, I also realized the stress and the things that come up in our mind. And oh my gosh, I didn't shop for so and so. Oh my gosh, I got to go get presents. I got to go here. I got to do this. I got to be there. And then even the fear of FOMO, right? FOMO, the fear of missing out. All of that goes through people's minds as they get through the last month because it's like, oh my gosh, I got to do everything that I didn't accomplish in the 11 months prior all in the last month. Well, I am going to say and challenge and make sure that that is not what we're going to do because as we go into this last year and as we focus on being intentional on how we want to end the year, we don't want to get caught up in the pressure of the season and what December and what the holidays and everything that's going on, sometimes what it can mean and the pressure that it can definitely put on each and every one of us. So I got a couple things of how I've handled it, and I'm gonna keep this short and sweet to the point, right? Because Monday motivation, it's dark outside, I'm snow. I love snow and all that, and I like when it's cold, but I like sun and cold. Can do both of that? Okay. Here are a couple things that I want you guys to focus on, or I want us to focus on, and what it looks like, because I don't want, and even for myself, as I always talk to you, I'm talking to myself. I don't want to go into this last month and get to the end of the month and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I just need to light and burn, right? We're not going to do that. So the first thing that we're going to do and we're going to focus on is really figuring out how we can set our boundary. And what does your boundary look like? What does my boundary look like? So the 1 and 2 of this, so set your boundaries and set heart boundaries. So set boundaries around things that you want and love to do. And that's the second one is choose your yes and protect your no. So I'm going to talk about both of them because I think for me, as I have gotten older, and I'm not that old, but as I've gotten older, one of the things that I have really been conscious on is what do I want to spend my time doing? What do I want to serve? Where is my purpose best led at? And where do I want to plant myself, right? So I think as we're looking at this last month and we're really thinking about setting heart boundaries, and making sure that we are saying yes to the things that we want to say yes to and no to the things that maybe don't fit into what you think you need to be doing. I think that's really important. So things that I know I love is through our foundation, we're gonna give out Christmas toys and we're gonna do some things in the community. Through the tea shop, we have some amazing specials going on. Our young people are killing it and doing a great job at the cafe and getting us ready as we end 2025 and going into 2026. With speaking, with commentating, that's about to pick up. So a lot of things that I know I have to do and that I want have to do, right? Because I always say I've never had a job in my life. Everything, for the most part, that I have done, I've really enjoyed being and doing what I've done. So I call those things that I get to do rather than things that I have to do. So that's the same thing though. I don't say yes to things that I don't want to do or places that I don't want to be. And part of it is too because you only have a certain amount of energy every single day to give. And if you're busy giving to everybody else, you can't give to yourself, you can't give to your family, you can't give to the people that you need to be given to. So those are my first two, right? So how we can get through being and living intentional. Setting our heart boundary, choosing our yes, protecting our no. The third one is rest before you are forced to. So I just said I came back from Thanksgiving. Now I will tell you I ate on Wednesday and Thursday. We had I love tacos. We had Mexican food on Wednesday. Thursday we had our traditional Thanksgiving food. Friday got up, had some more food, and then we drove back home. And I was like, okay, I feel like I need to just sit. At first I thought I need to go exercise, so I did a little bit of walking. I did some things, but also just making sure to sit with myself and relax and rest, allowing myself to sleep in, allowing myself to lay, allowing myself to put the tree up, to put the puzzle together, like on that stuff. Things that give me rest while I might not be closing my eyes and shutting and laying in bed for hours and hours and hours at a time. Those are things that give me rest and just allow me to re-energize my mind, re-energize my soul. I can't wait till this puzzle is done. I will send you the final version when it finally is finished. Give me about a week and a half or so, but we'll get there, right? So that's my third thing. And then the fourth thing that I will say is create space for reflection. And you guys know I always talk about my journal that I carry around, that I write. One thing that I want to get better at is having a journal by my bed. And when I wake up and all the things that I might have dreamed about, being able to write that down and maybe not in the moment being able to decipher what's going on, but coming back after some reflection time. So being able to reflect and create that space for you, whatever that looks like. Last week, I told you guys I went through all of my cabinets, all of my filing cabinets, cleared out all old papers, changed the room around, just decluttered. And that gave me some space to be able to reflect going into Thanksgiving holiday. And then, of course, coming back and being able to have some activities to do and things that just like, hey, I just needed a moment to just decompress and allow myself to think. So I'm going to push those out to you. One of the things I always love is providing so the scripture that I found was Isaiah 26:3. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. And I love this verse because obviously it talked about being in perfect peace. And I always say there's not any perfection. You can aim for perfection, but I don't know if there's really a reality that we live in perfection. But when you try and you aim and you give yourself that space to be in some type of perfect peace for you, I think that's really awesome. And then whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. And for me, trust in every single thing that I do. I have to trust. I want to trust that God always has a plan for me in my life and every single thing that I'm doing. So even when I feel like, oh my gosh, how did I get here? What am I doing? How am I supposed to be doing? Even though I might have those doubts and even though I might be in those moments, I always know that when I put my trust and faith in Him, everything always works out. So that's what I got for you. Finish with intention. Let's be intentional these last 31 days. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Positivity with Tamika. I know it was a week late, but it is always right on time. So as I said, let's be intentional. It's now less than 31 days, but let's be intentional for the month of December. If you like this, like it, Share it, subscribe to the channel, stay tuned for more, and hey, have an amazing weekend.